Hello, my loves, and welcome to your channel message. Let's see what is coming through for my lovely collective today. You will know if this is for you, it will resonate with you, you will feel it in your body. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. Okay, those are the rules. Okay, what is the message, please, Spirit? Archangel Raphael is also here, or that could be someone that you connect with. I'm hearing his presence in this message today is meant to support you with communication and clearing levels of communication and clearing a path. Clearing a path. There's a lot of clearing energy here. And I'm seeing the color blue as well. Blue is significant for this collective today, or for a few of you in the collective. Whoever that resonates with, you will know. Blue is significant, and so is the sacral chakra. So orange could also be significant, like a reddishy orange sunset. Yeah, redishy orange. Okay, let's get into it. What is the message today for the collective? There's this level of patience that you have had to come to terms with. Things could have felt really heavy, low, hard lately. I'm hearing extreme difficulty for some of your circumstances or for some of your some sort of emotional work, emotional processing. I'm hearing an upheaval. You could have been experiencing a lot of emotional upheaval over the past few months. Confirmation burp. And things could have heightened over the past few weeks, or there could have been a lot of days of heightened emotion, days of heightened intensity and heaviness. And you've had to be really present, and you've had to really feel and come to terms with things as well. I'm hearing like realizations or finally seeing, recognizing something within that has been there for so long, something that has existed for so long. There's been a revelation here as well, epiphanies, or sort of aha moments, or something that the pieces kind of are coming together, or you've seen pieces be brought together, or you finally connected some dots internally in your world and how that's been responding in your world as well. A lot of paths have been cleared for you, and a lot of old emotions have been cleared from you. I'm hearing your temple, so your body. Your temple feels very light and spacious, and you've really been adjusting to this void space. And in this void space, you've literally had to pull out the deepest and darkest roots, where they were really almost like hidden in the shadows. I'm getting, my hair is pissing me off. Almost like hidden in the shadows, some aspects of self, some old patterns, just a sense of whoever's this resonating within the collective or the whole collective, because this feels quite widespread. There's been a lot of in this void work you've been doing, in this field where you've been exploring, in this expansive state you've been entering and up leveling. There's been some really old thought patterns, intrusive thought patterns, old belief systems. I'm hearing like a paradox, even, and old paradigms that you've had to go, oh my gosh, I had no idea this is here this whole time. Really old and heavy stuff. But it had made its way to you in the now, because the path that you're walking on, or about to step foot on if you haven't started yet, there's this entering phase that I'm getting, a different type of transition to the ones you've been experiencing lately. the path that's been cleared for you, and you'll hear this all the time, but these things could not come with you because they were so ingrained into your foundation. And the foundation that you've been working on and building within, this stable, secure, safe foundation that is you internally, these things had to be dismantled and truly uprooted, because what you're being asked to build and what you're wanting to build and create in your world on this new level of self, which you've always been working towards, this, by the way, this is like a long time coming. There's been a lot of endurance and patience that you've had to practice with. This foundation needed to be so stable because of what you were asking to build and what you're being asked to build. So this goes hand in hand with you in the universe. This is your contract. This is karmic. This is soul, not tie, but soul cycle, soul lessons here. Soul growth, soul evolution. Let's leave it at that. Soul evolution here. And you've always known about some parts of this process, and you've always known what you wanted out of this process, but what you didn't know was what you had to identify and discover within that had to go. And it's like, on one hand you knew, but you hadn't yet emotionally processed, emotionally or energetically or physically processed what this release and what this clearing out would actually mean or do for you. And I feel like this collective is still landing in this new space. You could be feeling really exhausted, or your energy levels could be up and down. Your mind, you could be experiencing headaches or blurry vision because there's this like recalibration that's happening. And we know we recalibrate any program or computer or anything, things get a little bit fuzzy for a bit. Things don't really feel stable. But there's a stabilization that's happening here. This is going to be the path that you're entering of this stabilization. But this stabilization isn't new to you. It's just happening through you on a very different level. So you know how to do this. It's a new level of it. Okay, this is a greater you. This is a you that's expecting and needing more things. So your needs are different. And you have the capacity to meet them. You have the capacity to do all for it. It's just requiring different processes, which again, you already have these within you. You've already been connecting with them. You've already been practicing with them. That's why you're here. This has all been preparation. This has all been working you towards the things that you want. Sometimes on the path to the things that we want, the things that we feel so pulled towards, we can't always know what does not align with that. Not right away. It takes experiencing, it takes reflecting, it takes being faced with these things to feel them on the level in which we meet them at. And when we notice the discomfort, we notice the pain, we notice the heaviness, we're like, oh, yeah, this doesn't fit. And that's what's been happening. And these things can't fit. They've had to be, I want to say ripped, but they've had to be removed from you. But I feel this collective is landing in a space where things are feeling a little bit more hopeful. There's more trust. There's more like feeling more regulated in this space. There's pieces of clarity that are coming through, and you're allowing them to come through. You're also allowing, I'm hearing the doors are open. You're also allowing opportunity and reward and receiving. And I think that's new for you. And I think that will happen. Not think, I'm feeling, and the messages that I'm getting is there's going to be a lot of receiving coming your way. And it won't even be consciously done. I think in the past, you've had to practice consciously receiving because you didn't know what it was, because you literally couldn't allow things in without you being in control of it. This has been a release of control. And so, what is coming in, all the receiving you are about to do, you're going to see just how little control you have, but just how much freedom is coming through with this, just how much this is a reflection of the freedom that you have within, and how you don't need to control what you receive. You don't need to. You are safe. You are secure because the foundation you have built and stabilized. And so I do feel like there's going to be this pouring into you that's happening over the next few days, or the next few weeks, or the next few months. I feel like there's going to be a new part of your regime, your world, your realm that you're operating in. This is part of the new level. And it's going to be interesting. I feel like it's going to take you by surprise at times. And I think when there's been moments of the past few days, past few weeks, past few months where you felt so unsupported, you're going to see how you needed to feel like that so you could address what was so deeply within that was telling you why you felt so unsupported, why and where this actually came from. This lack of support needed to be present in your world so that you could go back to I'm hearing the first point of existence in which you weren't supported and you didn't have the support that you needed. As a child, in a past life, perhaps, as a teenager, where you truly not just felt, but truly experienced no support, nothing, or in which it was taken from you for a few of you. So you needed to experience feeling this again in your world so that you could, again, meet that level of a lack of support. And I'm hearing flush out where it originated. Because this is not a part of your new system, this is not a part of this level. Because you are innately and divinely supported internally and externally. And you have created this and you have done this and you have set this system up. But in order to know what needs to go, we have to face it. We can't consciously and subconsciously expel things, release things, let go of things without seeing for ourselves what it is we are letting go, because then what stops us from calling it back in if we don't even know what it is that we let go of? We have to know. But the knowing doesn't come right away. Knowing comes through discomfort and feeling and purging and crying and screaming and hating what we're experiencing. And then we go, oh, that's why. But that comes after. So that's why this lack of support that you maybe experience because of, again, what's being removed from you has felt so uncomfortable. But you have to realize, and I think you are realizing, that you've felt this way for a very long time. You have never felt supported. You have felt like you have done it all. And you have. But that doesn't mean there wasn't support there the whole time. That also doesn't mean that there was at times no support and you were the one doing it. But the thing is that you know how to allow that support and you know how to choose that support. You know how to create that. You know how to create that cycle of support, and you have done that. And you are going to continue to do that. And that's what you're entering. And that support, for those that are resonating with this in this collective, is money. For some of you, creating your own money, creating your own revenues, allowing clients, customers, sales, receiving on that level. For others, it's relationships, it's love, it's being seen, it's being heard, it's being valued, it's being chosen. And this doesn't just come about because your external world, You were reliant on your external world for this validation. No, this has come about, this is coming about because this is a reflection of you choosing yourself, of you setting up the systems within and honoring your desires, your direction, your motivation, what you want to offer and share with this world, but also just everything you stand upon, everything that's built within you. Everything that's coming in now is a reflection of what you truly believe deep down that you deserve. Your conscious brain is still filtering in and out different perceptions, but your body and your emotions know this now. And you're going to continue working with the mind to make this an easier process of receiving the support. But I keep hearing it's going to fill you up. There's pouring into you that's happening. The doors are open. You've opened the gateway. You're setting up the space to receive. And to do so all in your own merit is what I'm hearing for a few of you. It's very significant. This is divinely orchestrated by not something bigger or better or bolder than you. This is you. This is you, and this is a reflection of that, of you. I'm also hearing a few of you are also realizing or experiencing at this time moments of recognizing the success you already have or have obtained or have embodied, internal success, internal evolution, the soul growth that has happened within that set the rest of the physical systems up. But I'm hearing you're finally realizing and seeing just how far you've already come. And this has been very important. You needed this level of self acceptance and self praise and just celebration of what is within, of your world within, because you dreamed of being who you are now, or you have dreamed of becoming this version of you that was empowered and was confident, but was free and felt grounded and a calmness when needed. But you could reach these different points within yourself. Nothing is off limits to you. And that's something that you struggled to even touch freedom. You struggled to even touch love. You struggled to even access any of these parts within you for the longest time, potentially like nearly your entire life. But now you're at a point where that is it's flowing within. And a few of you in the collective are really, really recognizing how that is and will always be your biggest success. And that is just going to increase tenfold. But what you're calling in now is the beginning of the physical reflections of the state of your inner world. And that will be your next success, which is inevitable. What is within is also without. The little birdie behind me, confirmation for some of you. Birds and messages. Yeah, there's been this purification I'm hearing within. Fire and water could be significant. I'm hearing planting your seeds. So for those of you who are planting new seeds at this time, or seeds that you planted long ago are finally you're starting to really see the progress, or you will be very soon start to really see the progress of the nurturing that you have done, the mothering I heard for a few years that you have done, the fathering that you have done. Balanced feminine and masculine energies I want to say yin and yang as well, because I feel like this collective has experienced such duality, such extremes of your experiences, where you have felt so free, but then in your world there's been such restriction. I feel like for a few of you, where you feel so free, you don't feel connected to a lot of what's happening in your physical world, and you're wondering, is something wrong, is something not right? But it's not that something's not right, it's just you need, wow. For those of you that have been experiencing what I'm just talking about, where there's been such vivid extremes in your world, where your external world feels very restrictive and very hard and very heavy, or there's been moments of this recently or over the past few months, and then your internal world has felt very maybe peaceful, or there's been a sense of ease, or there's been a sense of flow and connection. There's been wholeness, there's been connection, there's been wholeness, there's been an ease and a flow and a stabilization within, freedom. If you've been experiencing this such duality, such extreme duality, the reason that this has been happening for you is because your universe, your spirit team, your higher self has wanted you to see just how far you've come. I have to really, really sit with me on this one. I need you to feel, or if you can feel, open yourself up to this. Your external world being so rigid in some areas, whether it could be in an area of growth that you want to happen and it hasn't happened yet. If there's been such an area of restriction and limitation and even scarcity and just fear, and it should seem like, why is that happening in my external world, but internally I do not resonate, that's not how I feel. I maybe have ebbed and flowed with it, but you always return to this stable core of you, this version of you that feels so free and able to access feeling bold and courageous and hopeful and trusting no matter the external. It doesn't mean you aren't getting triggered, but I mean this, you always return. You always return, even when your external world doesn't seem to return to a flowing, free flowing. It stays in that limitation, it stays in that scarcity, it stays in that restriction, that controlled environment. This is happening, this has been happening so that you can see the progress in you, truly the progress in you, because an older version of you would be coexisting and in that scarcity, in that limitation, in that way of existence that is a direct match with your physical world. But this is not what's happening. You might be affected at times, you're human, you feel, you're triggered, but then you release and you purge and you return to your center. You up level every time you feel, you up level every time you experience this duality, these extremes, and you always return to your baseline, to yourself, to your wholeness, to your freedom. This, for a very long time, was not possible for you, or it was the hardest thing to do, to find, to have that within you, but to be able to return to that space so, I mean eloquently and so gracefully and so freely. You have been experiencing, if this has been happening for you a few times, like, and it's been kind of like, why do I keep having moments of this extremeness, of it's so different, it's not matching up, what's wrong, and you've never gotten the answers, because nothing is wrong, everything is actually exactly how it needs to be, because you needed to truly see, be truly shown, and take it in and perceive it and allow it to wash over you. Girl, you have done, you have transformed, you have become an entirely new person. You need to see that. You have needed to feel that, be washed in it, to bathe in it. That's why this has happened a few times, because it needs to sink in. You keep asking yourself, why do I feel calm? Why do I come back to a sense of peace or stability when my world is like, I should be stressed, I should be worried, I should be feeling the pressure. And it's not that you don't feel any of it, but again, there's this return that happens. That is the success that you have wanted for a very long time. And because we are human beings and we get so caught up on what's next, what's not happening, what's not working, you need to see how this is working before your external world really starts to take shape of all the dreams you have and all the things you want truly in all forms. You need to see what is working, what is happening within. Because you can't have all those things that you want if this wasn't happening. And whenever you see what you're excited, when you go, oh, it's not working, the purpose of that is so you can see that this is. And if this is, it's only a matter of time. That's why your guides, I'm trying to say, you don't need to stress. 26, 29, not significant. You don't need to stress. You don't need to worry. Trust the path. Trust the process. Have patience, because they've been waiting, desperately waiting for you to take this in, to celebrate, to notice that the biggest shift, the biggest transformation you've ever experienced is right now. You have done it. You have done it. And until you can fully realize that, truly, truly on that level, you will keep experiencing this extreme duality. Because it's the only way for you to recognize, but why is it so different? Why is it like, how else would you know? How else would you know that you have grown, that you are handling things differently if you don't have a way to practice or test that? This is it. This is the practice. This is the test, not a punishment. This is to show you your results. Look at the you that you are right now, that is handling, that is feeling, that is free, that is experiencing all of this. And you are able to return and remember and choose who the fuck you are every time, with freedom, with love, with flexibility, with no criticism, with just acceptance and embodied acceptance. Not just a fleeting moment of clarity, embodied in this being that you are. Like, that is huge. Like huge. Bigger than you can imagine. I think this realization has been taking a bit of time to truly, truly sink into your body and your being. Because this is the space you're going to be operating from for however long, until your next level up. But girl, you have done it. So realize it, celebrate yourself. You have not failed. You have not lost what was not meant to be lost. Everything is a gain. Everything is a win. You have done it. You can celebrate yourself. And when you start to see it and feel it and embody that level of recognition, the rest comes. You won't need the duality. You won't need the extreme polar opposites. You won't need to see the scarcity and the limitation, because you've got the programs all set up, ready to go. And you know that they work. And so that when you know that it works, because it's working, the external world reflects. This whole thing of being recognized, or even the validation, or just the achievement, or this like term of failure, of wanting to win or wanting to not be a failure, wanting to not disappoint, even this perfectionism that you've operated within for a long time, you have won. You have literally won what so many people dream of. And you've had to recognize that within yourself first before you can receive the recognition outside of you, because that would just go over your head. It won't hit you. The money, the recognition, the love, the support, even. I'm not saying it's not there, it's there, but the reason it hasn't been hitting you and feeling you or flowing into you with that ease is because you hadn't recognized this level that you're at within yourself yet. It's all there, you just wouldn't let yourself see it. And this is the time for you to see it. This is a passionate reading, but this was needed. This was needed. And if you're wondering now, what are your next steps? The answers aren't with anyone but yourself. Your body, your heart. You've got this. You've got this. And you feel it. And you know it. Now remember, if you're wanting any support, my clarity channels are open. I sometimes help you lift things up so you can see them, hence this reading. If you're wanting clarity channel, they're open, cheap as for now, and then changes will come once the first 5 have been taken. If you're wanting something deeper with me, we have my emotional excavation sessions, or we explore the emotional issues that are coming up in your world, and we find the root of them, we find the core, or whatever your body and your system is ready to process at this point in time. Those are your starting point sessions, so you can be given the guidance, the tools, the resources that you need to continue that journey on your own. Not on your own, but led by yourself. I initiate you, I kickstart it with whatever cycle that you're currently in. Otherwise, I hope this reading resonated with you, and I hope it inspired you and motivated and helped you see your power and the success that you are currently existing in. You are your success story. The rest comes. The rest will come. The rest always does. But you won't see it until you see what already is. I love you so much. You're amazing. You should be very proud of yourself. And I will see you in the next channel message.